Hi there, I'm Professor Blackmore, and before we go any further, I want to ask that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell so you won't miss any of my tips. And please also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. And so today, I want to talk to you about my new series entitled How to Get Away with Contracts, also available on Amazon. And the intent of this series is to apply principles learned in my book on Amazon as well, entitled Contract Writing for Dummies, plus agreements and contracts examples. Now, throughout this series, I will refer to these concepts learned by referencing back to that book. And whenever you hear me say that I'm talking about my main contract writing book, that's the book that I'm talking about. So whenever I reference concepts and you're not familiar with the particular background learning skills, please refer back to my main contract writing book to refresh your understanding. Now, in this episode of How to Get Away with Contracts, we'll explore the case of the home edition that never adds up. And I'll show you how the Rileys could have negotiated a better deal and reduced their risk of being railroaded by a realtor. Now that sounds like a whole nother topic, a whole nother title for a whole nother book. But anyway, and so by applying contract writing skills learned in my main contract writing book, we will learn how to draft a real estate home purchase contract that will add value to the deal. Now, doesn't this all sound very exciting? Well, let's get started. Now, I just want to jump right in and let you know that each one of these episodes will have a different focus, and it may provide a more in-depth application of a particular concept because each book will focus on a particular type of business deal scenario, and the facts of each specific scenario will shift the focus of importance to different contract concepts and skills. And these scenarios are covered by what I call Professor Blackmore's transaction figures. And so you'll remember that I talked to you in my main contract writing book about 5 business issues or problems, which are money, risk, control, standards issues, and endgame issues. The specific goals of the parties of the deal will gravitate our focus more strongly on a particular issue or issues, which will illustrate how, over time, you'll be able to develop the skill to effectively draft a contract that actually adds value to any type of business deal. For example, in Lenny's deal, more focus needed to be placed on a standards issue. Lenny had a major business goal of not losing money on used merchandise sold in his store. So Lenny lost money in his deal because he had to endure very costly litigation expenses, and he was required to refund the money for the guitars. This happened because he failed to maintain a clear laser focus throughout the deal on his major business goal. So to reduce the likelihood of risk, Lenny needed to make sure that the parties were both on the same page as it related to their understanding of the meaning of the word decent within the context of the parties' deal. You see, Lenny's meaning of decent was different from the purchaser's meaning of the word decent. And the purchaser's meaning required the guitars to be amplified to a level of at least 5 so that they could be played in an outdoor setting. So Lenny failed to control his risk by clearly defining the meaning of the word decent, which is a standards issue or a problem. And he couldn't see this standards issue or problem because he didn't do a business issues worksheet analysis before going into the deal. And the standards issue is what's going to control based on this particular party's business goal for this deal. You'll have another party who will have this same type of business deal, but it's going to control and have different aspects of business issues that are going to be more or less important in that particular deal. And so this is how we add value to the deal rather than just using sample contracts. So here, as you can see, we realize that there's a standards issue regarding the definition of decent. The quality means suitable for the purpose intended. So we need to drill down on that a little bit more. And as I'm going along and I'm doing this analysis, I just write down in this particular box here for the control issue to control the risk that's coming from the standards issue. Maybe we will use a covenant or a promise from the other party, from Headspin, that after they accept those guitars, they shall be deemed to be suitable, of suitable quality for whatever purpose they were purchased for. So this is how you control the risk. You use a contract concept here to solve this business issue or problem. So as you can see, the foundation of writing an effective contract and negotiating an effective deal is built on the ability to develop the skill of understanding the business goals you want to accomplish in the contract and maintaining a laser focus on these goals throughout the process of writing the entire contract.